Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Premier League Fantasy Football and welcome to my video. In today's video I want to quickly look at my team, seeing how well they performed in game week 1, then we move ahead to game week 2. Now if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe and drop a like on the video. Hopefully this video will get up to about 100 likes, that would be incredible. So here we go. As you can see, for game week 1 I've got 74 points, above the average of 58 or something, and around that 700k mark. So a really good start. I went with that 3-5-2 formation. I thought I'd try something a little bit different because a lot of FPL managers out there are using the 4 or the 5 at the back formation. I went with that midfielders there, cheap midfielders that could do well, and if they do well then I'll get a lot of money from them, but they just did not perform. So it is a template team, to be honest with you guys. There's nothing special about it, but it's got those points, and that's the most important thing. I'm going to quickly go through. I already created a video on this a little bit more in detail. So as you can see, Rams there in goal with 6 points. So kept the clean sheet against Crystal Palace, although Crystal Palace could have scored a goal there. Trent wasn't his day, only 1 point. Fulham scoring 2 goals against them. Was not something that I was expecting. Cancelo 7. He actually was on 5 because he had a yellow card, but he still managed to get that 2 bonus points. His position on the field was amazing. Like he's really advanced, and I'm so glad that I kept him in my team and I didn't remove or downgrade him. James is the same goes with James really. He was on 5 points. He had that yellow card, but he still managed to get that 2 bonus points. It's because of all that crossing, it's all that set pieces that he's doing, and he's playing really well. Martinelli was one of my price rises, so I didn't really update it on this UI, but him and Haaland has got price rise. So Martinelli scored a header, played actually really well in the first half, not much in the second half. 8 points there, perfect start. Neto with 2, didn't really watch too much highlights on Wolves, but I'm hoping that with the next fixtures it's gonna be good for him to return. Salah, my captain, 24 points. Bailey with 2. A lot of FPL managers are thinking to remove him quickly, and already for me I think I'm just going to keep him for one more game week. Diaz with 2, although he could have scored, he nearly scored. I mean, he actually scored as well, but it was offside. So he had a lot of chances, he was advanced, and is one of those players that on another day he probably got a return. Same goes with Jesus really. At the early stages against Crystal Palace, he actually performed really well, and he could have got an assist or 2. But as you can see there, Haaland with 13 points. Scored a lovely penalty and a lovely goal. A lovely assist from Kevin De Bruyne, and Haaland slotting the ball into the net. So overall, very happy. 74 points, around that 700k mark. Well, I guess that's good, right? So we move on. So these are some of the transfers that I am kind of thinking about. Although I do want to bank that transfer, then I have 2 free transfers in game week 3. These are some of the things that I'm looking at. One of the main one is maybe upgrading one of my 4 million defenders for a Walker or a Trippier. I think Walker long term could be a better pick because of Manchester City's fixtures. I do have 1 million in the bank somehow, and I could make that move. So this is what I'm looking at. And the other thing, if I could just do this right. No. Oh, there we go. Is I could take a -4 point hit, but I don't think I should do that. I might do that in game week 3. Well, I might not take a -4 point, but I'm thinking to do my 2 free transfers there. And to be honest, I might even do a little mini wildcard and take that -4 point and change things around. But this is another transfer options that I have in mind, which is removing Diaz and Greenwood and bringing in Nunez and Andres. And I think this is a little bit of an upgrade because Greenwood is not going to get a lot of minutes. With Diaz, he's actually really good, and I don't really want to remove him, but I'm upgrading another player. So that could help that out. So that's in my mind as well, and those are the things that I'm looking at. You guys let me know what you think. Is there any other transfers that you are thinking to do for Game Week 2? So if we look at Game Week 2, this is how my team is setting up. So Ramsdale in goal against Leicester City. I'm not really expecting Arsenal to actually keep a clean sheet here. So hopefully there's some safe points, but we will have to see. I think it is a good fixture for Arsenal to actually score against, so I'm looking towards for that. Trent against Crystal Palace. I think this is a very good fixture for Liverpool to actually keep a clean sheet, score a lot of goals. Well, actually, not a lot of goals, but important goals for our players. I think it's going to be like maybe 2-0 or something like that. I don't think it'll be 4, but it will be a good win for Liverpool. Cancelo against Bournemouth. Now, this is the fixture that a lot of FPL managers are looking at, and a lot of people are thinking to get more Manchester City players. That's why I was looking at Walker, because it's just an easy option to actually bring in and maybe drop one of the 5 or 5.5 midfielders that I have onto the bench. But I think the best thing for my team right now, maybe to bank the transfer and then adjust and, you know, kind of like remove the dead wood out of my team in Game Week 3. James against Tottenham. I don't even know what's going to happen, to be honest with you. This is going to be a big game. Tottenham scoring a lot of goals. Chelsea, it's Chelsea, you know, they're a very good team. Not really sure what's going to happen there. Martinelli, hopefully he can get a return. He's at home against Leicester City. We've got Neto here against Fulham, and Fulham's very attacking, so this could help Neto a lot to get some kind of return. And I'm hoping he can get something at least. That'll be good. Although, if he doesn't, I'm going to get rid. Mo Salah is my second captain option, because as you can see, he's got a very good home fixture against Crystal Palace. That's why he's my vice captain. I think that if you don't have Haaland, I think Salah is definitely going to get a return, and he could get a big return in that fixture. Bailey against Everton. Everton's back line is all over the place right now, although they've got quite a lot of defenders, but most of the important ones are injured. I think this is the time to attack them. So this could be a good fixture for Aston Villa to actually do well against. Bournemouth, they didn't really play well, so they need to really step up their game. I've got Diaz as well. It's my third Liverpool player. Hopefully he can get a return. Hopefully he actually plays a lot of minutes, because that's what I want him to do. I don't really like the fact that, you know, he might be taking off around the 70 mark, 80 mark. I want him to go up to 90, but I don't think this is the player that is going to do that. And plus, if the Champions League is, you know, coming along a few weeks later, then there might be some issues there. And we've got Jesus, 8 million, got to keep, not going to change against Leicester City. And Haaland is going to be my main captain option against Bournemouth. I think this is, I can see him doing really, I can see him right now like a hat trick, lots of points for everyone. So that is pretty much it. My main goal for Game Week 2 is to bank the transfer. Now, if anything happens in the press conference, you know, if there's an injury on one of my players, then I'll have to make a transfer, because I'm not really relying on my substitutes. So I'm definitely looking at Walker. I'm definitely looking at like a cheap midfielder as well to kind of help out. But I do want to make the big moves in Game Week 3 with that 2-3 transfer. Now, the overall rank, we shouldn't really look at it too much right now. It's so early stages. I could be like 2 million, 4 million in Game Week 2, or could be in the top 100k. Who knows? So my team value that you can see there is 99 point. It's going to be 2 because, you know, Martinelli's price rise, and I still got 1 million in the bank. So really happy with that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Really happy. You know, the preseason, you know, is there for us to set up our teams, so we can get players that will start, and all of my players actually did that, and that's a plus. You know, the template team, it's a template for a reason, right? And then later on things will change, and then, you know, it won't be a template anymore. And for me, starting off well, I guess, you know, 74 points and a chance for me to bank the transfer and a really good captain option game week 2. I think I'm a little bit ahead of the game, just a little bit. I know a lot of other people around the same situation as me, but I think people who bought in Kane is in a tougher decision because they have to make that transfer to Haaland, or they could keep Kane. But that's not even it. There's other issues as well. Like, I think Kane's got a price drop and Haaland's got a price rise. So that's just made it even worse for a lot of people because they would have had to make that transfer really early. There's a lot of headaches there. I'm quite glad that I don't have that headache, but I kind of felt that this could have happened to me as well if I went with Kane. And to be honest with you, I looked at Kane as well. And swapping for Haaland, but I knew Haaland from the Champions League game. You know, I know what he can do. He's a goal scoring machine. So it could have been different, but really happy with this. Anyways, let's see what happens in game week 2. Hopefully we can continue with a good run. Anyways, I hope that this video has helped you. Please give the video a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. I think what I'm going to try my best. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to post a video after the football fixtures on a Sunday, and I'm going to try and post one on a Tuesday, like a team selection one, and if I have the time I will post a video on a Thursday. Okay, so that's the schedule that I want to talk to you guys about and tell you. Anyways, see what happens. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time. See ya.